let's test it. I've got a short standing workout for you to do at home. It doesn't take long to do, you can use your mat. You don't even have to use your mat, but have your shoes off and have a bit of space around you so you can do the workout with me at the same time. The only thing I ask is that you don't just sit and watch, try and join in at the same time. Okay, so we're going to start feet hip width apart. If you're looking down at your feet, we're looking for the hip bones to be in line with your second toe, and your feet are pointing directly straight in front of you. Think about lifting up from the crown of so you're lengthening your spine, standing a little bit taller, and then just let your shoulders come back and down. Sliding just your second finger down the seat of the trousers. So with one hand facing over so the shoulders are back and chest open. And also feel as though you're drawing your shoulder blades down away from your ears. Okay, let's start with a small sway. So we're going to take more weight forwards into the toes, and then come back into your heels. So more weight forwards into your toes, and then back into the heels. It's a very slight movement forwards and backwards. But can you concentrate on making sure you're moving just from your ankles? So there's no movement from the spine. And just start to focus now on drawing your attention to your core muscles switching on. So can you feel a little bit of work into the tummy as you sway one way? And a bit of work into the lower back as you sway the other way. And if it helps, you can close your eyes just to help you focus on those muscles switching on. Now, could you let your heels lift a little bit higher? And then lift your toes as you come back. So heels to lift ever so slightly now. Toes to lift as you come back. If you do lose your balance, it doesn't matter. Just get started again. And let's do just two more. Again, think about keeping yourself up nice and tall, keeping your spine on. Shake the legs out once you finish, just so you're not standing still for too long. And again, get the feet back to hip width apart, still stand. Shoulders are still back and down. Let both arms float in front of you. Now we're lifting just the shoulder height, but we're working on trying to straighten the arms away from you, so elbows stay nice and long. And again, we're making sure that no movement comes from the spine. Can you keep yourself standing nice and tall? Now let's start to lift a little bit higher. If it feels okay on your shoulder blades, we come up into high arms. Can you work on drawing down through your shoulder blades at the same time? So we avoid lifting up and losing your neck. But can you slide your shoulder blades down at the same time? Good. Let's take a breath in to lift up, and then breathe out as you come down. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Let's do just two more. And then just your last one. And then just leave your legs and shake out again. Really well done. We're going to go into some work mobilising through the spine to an exercise called side bends. Again, feet to hip, where this time we want the knees a little bit softer to take the pressure from the lower back. Still make sure your spine is longer. It's quite easy on this exercise to lean forward. So if you do have a wall at home, it's quite a handy exercise to do against the wall. Or just imagine that there's a wall behind you. So we'll start small together and slide a little bit to one side, and then lift back up again. And then slide a little bit to the other side. So if you're using a wall behind you, feet are a little bit away from the wall, so it's your hips, it's your shoulders, and if you can, your head. And you're just trying to keep yourself in contact with the wall as you slide. Can you do this exercise without letting your hips move from side to side? So now we're working on the movement coming from the spine rather than the legs and the hips moving. If you're somebody that has osteoporosis or osteopenia, you need to stay with the smaller movement. So keep it here for me. And if your hips need to move a little bit, that's okay. So we don't want them too fixed. Otherwise, if that's what you could you go a little bit further. And as you come back up to standing now, could forwards, just sliding forwards. So we have one foot sliding in front of the other one. So heel and big toe touching. Now if you find this quite tricky, you might need to bring your foot a little bit wider. For those that have been doing Pilates for a while, if you want to make it harder, bring one foot directly in front of the other one, so that you're standing on a tightrope. We're going to ground through the feet. Feel as though you're pressing your feet down to the floor, lifting up again through the crown head. That second finger is sliding down. Can you try and get both legs straight? You almost feel as though you're lifting up in your inner thighs. Good. We're going to switch the arms. One goes forwards, the other one goes back. Let's keep it below shoulder height. But think about stretching your arm back as well, just as far as you're lifting the one up in front. Now, if you do lose your balance on this exercise, again, it doesn't matter. No one's there to see. But think about, again, standing to lifting through the crown head. If you're someone, again, with osteoporosis, osteopenia, I want you to stay with this version. Otherwise, could you have a go at keeping your head still? We're going to move now more through the shoulders to twist. So osteoporosis one's not for you. Otherwise, for anyone else, can you move through the shoulders, keeping the head still, keeping the hips still. So now getting a nice rotation through the thoracic spine. Okay, one more on each side. And then give your legs a quick shake out once you finish. Brilliant. We're going to go straight onto the other side. We're going to change the arms on the other side. So feet are together, again, the opposite foot comes forwards. We need to do the same as what we were doing on the other side, so we've got muscle balance. Again, you've got heel and big toe touching. You might have found last time you brought your foot a little bit wider. Do the same this side. And if you made it harder by having one foot directly in front of the other, do the same again. So press down through your feet. Both legs are straight. And then feel as though you're lifting up in your inner thighs. Still standing up tall. This time, we're going to let both arms lift in front, shoulder height. Soften the shoulders, let them open. Turn your hands to the back of the room, and then squeeze through the shoulder blades. So lift, open. Turn your hands to the back of the room, squeeze through the shoulder blades. Good. So we're getting a nice opening, a nice stretch across the chest here. But this is the part I want to work with, squeezing in between the shoulder blades. Can you do this movement without letting your ribs lift up in front of you? So can you still keep them soft? Let's do two more here. And then just your last one. And your legs are shaped out again. Brilliant, well done. We're going to go on to some pelvic stability work. We're going to go into a movement called heel lifts, and then we might progress onto foot pedals. Hands go up onto your pelvis. I want you to check that you're in a neutral position with your pelvis. So if you do a little tilt forwards and backwards. So if you tuck under, and then tilt the other way. We want to make sure that we're somewhere in the middle, so we have this natural curve through the lower back. Pelvis is resting level. Okay, hands go up onto your hips. Just imagine you're trying to draw your hip bones slightly closer together. They're not actually going to move. But if you think about drawing them, we start to get a connection through our core muscles. If that doesn't work, just think about drawing your belly button in ever so slightly. Now, keeping that connection, could you let just your right heel lift up off the floor so your knee goes forwards, and then come back down? Okay, let's do the other side. So the left heel lifts, the knee goes forwards, and then place it back down. I want to work your own speed. So if you need to go slower than me, that's fine. But I want to work on making sure that your hips are stable. So there's no sway from side to side. There's no pitching from side to side. Can you keep yourself perfectly still? So as if there was a shelf across the top of your hip bones, we want to keep everything on top of the shelf. Now if this feels okay, I want to have a go at foot pedals. So as one heel comes down, keep the other one lift up. Remember, if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to go onto this version, you can stay with that first part. For those of you who are here, keep going for me. Think about that imaginary shelf. We want it to lift straight up and straight down. We want to avoid tilting and tipping from side to side. Again, if you lose your balance, it doesn't matter, and in actual fact, that reacts active step forward is a good thing. But I do want to see how high you can lift. Can you come right up onto the balls of your feet? Can you straighten through the knees so you get a full range of movement? Now beginners, if you keep it a little bit easier with our workout today, keep it here. Hands onto your hips, just to check that you're not cheating and moving through the pelvis. Harder option, could you add in the opposite arm? So if you remember our scissor arms, we work opposite arm in front to the heel on the floor. So we're still thinking about the hips lifting straight up and straight down, still softening through the shoulders. Let's do one more on each side. And I'll give the legs a shake out as you finish. Brilliant, well done. Okay, a little bit of work with the legs. Feet come wide, we're going to go into a hip hinge and a squat. Feet are wider, about shoulder width apart. Arms go behind your back. Think about drawing your shoulders back and down, so we're opening across the chest, and then we slide both arms down so you have to fit your shoulders in this position. Gently drawing through the belly button. Can you push your hips to the back of the room? And then come up to standing again. So pushing your hips to the back of the room, and then coming up to standing. I want you to work on making sure, keep going for me, that your spine stays in the same position, so we avoid rounding forwards, and we avoid arching through the lower back. So it's just a push behind. If this feels okay, I want to have a go doing the same thing with your arms across your chest. Again, we want to work on making sure your shoulders don't round and move forwards. Can you keep them back and down? Now, if you have any knee injuries, you might want to stay with this version. Otherwise, we're going to go into a squat. So we come back first, bend the knees just a little, and then come up to stand. So we send the hips back first, bend the knees, and then come up to standing. I want you to really concentrate that your heels stay down into the floor, that they don't lift. If your heels are lifting, you might need to bring your feet a little bit wider so you've got more flexibility through your hips. Could you also make sure that your knees are going out in line with your toes, they're not creeping across your body? Okay, let's add in some arms. Could you let both arms reach out in front of you? Rather than lifting your arms very high, could you stretch them away from you? So again, I've got hands facing in, thumbs hooked on. You're going to press through the heels this time as you stand. We're going to do two more. And on just your last one, could you hold at the bottom? Could you switch the arms, one forwards, one back? I want you to really work on making sure there's no bouncing from your hips. Can you keep it low? Can you keep your chest pointing forwards? Let's do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and then just your last one. Brilliant, well done. Give your legs a good shake out. Good work, guys. Well done. That brings us to the end of our workout. Try and do this once this week if you can. Hopefully you've done it with me whilst you've been watching. And then if you're able to, perhaps do a second